Hello and welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about matrices and array operations that we can perform on our variables. I have already defined some of the operations that we can perform in my previous video. If you haven't seen my previous video, you can simply click on the I button that you can see on the screen. Okay, so I will start defining my variable a first. I will write a, I will write its elements. I will just keep it a 2 by 2 matrix and I will define another variable b, which is 5, 6 and 1 and 2. So now when I multiply these two variables, so what happens is, suppose I am multiplying this and assigning it to a variable x and I am multiplying my variable a with b. So now what can I see is the first row of my variable is getting multiplied with the first column of my variable b. So I am multiplying 2 into 5, which is 10, plus 3 into 1, which is 3. 10 plus 3 is 13, so I am getting 13 in this way. So this method, when I am multiplying a into b, by default it is performing a matrix multiplication. Now what if I want the corresponding elements of my variable a and b to get multiplied. So what I want is, I want 2 to get multiplied with 5, I want 3 to get multiplied with 6, similarly 5 with 1 and 6 with 2. So if I want to multiply the corresponding elements of my variable a and b, so what I can write for that is, suppose I am assigning it to a variable y and I will have to write a dot into b, and then I can see that the corresponding elements of my variable a and b have been multiplied. So 2 into 5 is 10, 3 into 6 is 18, 5 into 1 is 1 and 6 into 2 is 12. So this is all because we had used the dot operator in this case. So what can we see here is, if we want to perform any operation on the element by element, we use the dot operator in that case. So this is the matrix multiplication when we write it as A into B, and this is the array multiplication when we write A dot operator, multiplication sign, asterisk and B. So in this way we can perform the array operations. Similarly, if I want to divide my variable A with B, so what I can write is, I want to divide it element by element. So I can write it, I am assigning it to a variable U and I will write A and I will write B. So now I have divided 5, I have divided 2 by 5. So I will have 0.4. I have divided 5 by 1 and I had 5, and I divided 3 by 6, which will be 0.5, and I have divided 6 by 2, which will be 3. So all the operations in U has now been performed element by element. So this is the case when we are performing matrix multiplication and division. But what is the case when we are trying to add or subtract our elements? So I will have my variables first. I will have x, I will have 5. I will rather have a on the screen and b to simplify it more. Okay, so I am adding these variables. I will assign it to a variable O and I will write A plus B. 2 plus 5 is 7, 3 plus 6 is 9, and similarly for rest of the elements. Suppose I am trying to subtract A and B, so I will write A minus B, and then I can see 2 minus 5 is minus 3, 3 minus 6 is minus 3, and so on for the rest of the elements. So one thing that we can conclude here is, addition and subtraction are always performed element by element method. Now suppose this was the case for multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. Now suppose I want to perform the power operation, the exponential operation. So what I can write here is, like suppose I am defining my variable t. I am having a row vector 2, 5, 8. So this is my variable t. Now I want to find out the square of my variable t. So I cannot write it as this. If you are thinking this, then this is not the correct way. We are going to find out the square. Because in this case, MATLAB will not know that which element of t should MATLAB square. So in this case, what we are going to do, we are going to write t dot operator power and 2 we are going to write. So now the square of 2 is 4, the square of 5 is 25, and the square of 8 is 64. So now MATLAB knows that I have to square each element of my variable t. So this is how the dot operator benefits us. But suppose I want to multiply any scalar to my variable t. Suppose I want to multiply 4 with t. In this case, every element of the variable t will get multiplied to a scalar 4. In this case, we can either write 4 into t, or we can also write 4 into MATLAB will interpret these the same, because 4 is just a scalar and MATLAB will automatically know that I have to multiply 4 with all of the elements. So now what we can conclude here is, when I am writing this a into b, I mean it is a matrix multiplication, and when I am writing a dot operator into b, I mean that it is going to be array multiplication. So I hope that you guys are now clear about what is the difference between matrix multiplication and array multiplication. If you have any doubt regarding the element by element method, you can simply write it down in the comment section. In next video, we are going to discuss some of the inbuilt functions to deal with arrays more. I hope you guys found it useful. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share with your friends who have similar interests. Thank you so much.